Yo, what's going on, guys? This is BunnyMuffins. I have the patch 10.18 Meta Snapshot, and this is the last patch that we'll be playing on for set 3.5. I know a lot of people have been watching the set 4 content that I've been creating, and people have been asking, like, are we going to do a set 4 Meta Snapshot or tier list? And we're not, because there are major changes being put into the public beta environment every day. If we look here, like, pretty much there are huge changes, and this happens every day, and these numbers are going to be continually subject to change. Also, there's no ranked competitive or any sort of tracking like that in the public beta environment, so there's really no point to make a tier list for set 4 because, one, we don't actually know what's the strongest. There's not a big enough sample size to do so, and no data that I have access to. Two, changes are being made every day, so even if something's strong on one day, it's going to be outdated. So anyone who's making a set 4 tier list, like, they might have been correct for one day, but if you're watching that video like one day late or like 2 days late, you're not gonna be able to use the information that they tell you because it just won't be relevant or true anymore. Because again, look at all these changes, and they're pretty big changes too. Like this has happened like the past couple of days already. There's like a huge patch. Like this was from 2 days ago on September 3rd. So there's just no way that anyone can, one, make an accurate tier list, or two, make one that actually means anything after more than one day. So with that in mind, let's go into the live tier list, which is patch 10.18 for set 3.5. Not too many changes again, because I don't know if you guys caught my patch review for 10.18. It was pretty much like a 3-minute or 4-minute video, and that's like the shortest video I've ever done on the channel. So the patch is pretty much the same. There's like a couple flavor of the months or flavor of the weeks that's been adjusted. For example, I see Mech not being that popular, or as popular as before. I still think it's a very strong comp, but the top players are playing it slightly less. There's just, Star Guardians is just far and beyond the best comp on most of the galaxies so far, and Cybernetics, their late game with Thresh pulling in so many units is probably unrivaled. Apart from like a high roll 3-star unit, of course. Yeah, and one of the other changes is the Big Bang Galaxy, so I'll give you guys a little tips on what to do there. So going into the tier list, Star Guardians, nothing much has changed. Go for it when you have like a Warmogs to start the game with the Protector start on Nico. That's really strong. You could put other defensive items on her. You could put something like an Ionic Spark on her. After that, you itemize Syndra, Blue Buff, Gunblade, both really good items on her. Those are probably like the two best items. The third item just being a random ability power item. You could go either Rabadon's Death Cap, Jeweled Gauntlet. Pretty much anything works on her for third item. You just need these two. After that, we have Cybernetics. Cybernetics, they can use pretty much any item. You want to go for Vayne carry, i.e. Last Whisper, Giant Slayer. You could do like double or triple Giant Slayer if there are a lot of mechs. Or if there are a lot of 3-star units, or if there are a lot of Brawlers or other Cybernetics, go ahead, go for the Giant Slayer. But apart from that, you'd pretty much fast 8, roll for Echo, try to hit him for your late game, add in Thresh at level 9, put in another Sniper to get the Sniper buff for Vayne. Some people prefer Jhin, some people like Ashmore. I think Jhin is slightly better at 2-star. So ideally, you run these 8 units plus a Jhin at level 9, put Urgots on your bench, or Aurelion Souls, Thresh pulls them in, and you pretty much win the game from there. Next up, we have Mech Pilots. Mech's so good because Mech can use any sort of combination of items. Swords can turn into Shojin or Guardian Angel. Bow can turn into Titan's Resolve. Chain Vest is good for Bramble Vest. Titans, Shroud of Stillness. Glove works for like pretty much any item is good for you. Tier, great on Victor. Great for Hand of Justice on Mech. Negatrons, you could build like Ionic Spark, you could build Quicksilver, you could build Dragonclaw even, worst case scenario. There are tons of things you could build. You could use every item in Mech. That's why they're like very good. You might not win with them all the time, but like since you could pretty much play them every game, they're always going to be pretty high tier because of that. Next up, we have Protectors. Similar to Star Guardians, you just go for the Warmogs and then into the Legendary build. So if you don't get a good Star Guardian start, or if you have a lot of belts, go ahead and go for Protectors. You just play like 2 to 4 Protector with just any backline damage. So this could be Sorcerers, this could be Infiltrators, this could literally be anything. It could even be Snipers. They're just great with the Warmogs because it buys you so much time for your carries to really activate and go online. And then eventually you go into a legendary composition. The one I have here is with Janna and Xerath. You could do Fizz, Echo. Pretty much anything will work here. Next up, we have Snipers. Astro Sniper, they're like three different versions being played right now. We have the one that we have here, which is the 4 Sniper version. I think this is the strongest late game version at level 9. If you're facing a lot of physical damage, go ahead and play the 4 Vanguard version, where you drop Ashe and Caitlyn and add in Mordekaiser and Jace. And then the last version of Astro Sniper is where you're trying to play at level 8 and run a Blitzcrank and Gnar instead of the Bard, because normally you play Bard for Mystic until you hit level 9 and then add in Gnar. But instead, people have been playing Blitzcrank. So it's pretty much this team, drop Caitlyn and Ashe, add in a Blitzcrank at level 8, and then eventually, once you reach your late game at level 9, add these two back in. It's a little different than the Bard transition, but it's pretty popular in Europe, so if you play there, it's something to try. Next up, we have Rebels. Rebels, nothing much has really changed. You just need to hit Gangplank, right? It's a little harder to hit Gangplank because a lot of people are playing Space Pirates. Space Pirates aren't that good, but it's just a lot of people fighting for this unit. But if you get him, it's like you have a very strong team. Top it off with like a RFC Jinx and level 2 Aurelion Soul with ability power items, and you're pretty much going to be super strong from there. Shredder Xayah, super good if you get a good start for it. So if you get like a lot of Xayahs, a lot of Jarvans, go ahead and go for this. Hopefully you get at least one of her item components, and that way you can guarantee getting at least 4 item components for her, preferably 6, but you can only do so much. But if you get an early Xayah 3, you don't really like need the items. They're more of like a bonus. They're still like obviously super good, but you could just fast 9 if you get her like super early, even without good items, and just play like random stuff after that. Next up, we have Blaster Brawler. Blaster Brawler, they're just like a weaker version of Rebels, but they're stronger in the mid game. So if you're playing Jinx, and let's say you are running low on health and you don't have as much gold, you could just go ahead and play the Blaster Brawler version instead of the Rebel version to save yourself some gold. Next up, we have Darkstar. Darkstar, I've been seeing this played a lot more recently. Like, you either get perfect Shaco items, which is like GA, Bloodthirster, RFC, and like use that to hold you until you get to like Xerath 2-star with like great items, a lot of attack speed, maybe a QSS. But it's a little weird to do that because Bloodthirster is only good on Shaco. It doesn't work in any other composition, so it's a little risky to go for this build. You pretty much have to hard commit to it if you get it like early. Obviously, like great with Protector starts too because you get the Warmogs and the Rakan for Celestial buff with Ashe. Next up, we have the B tier 6 Blademaster. Not that good, but on the Big Bang Galaxy where you get a Force of Nature for free, you get a lot of gold because of Treasure Trove bonus, and then you get Trade Sector, which is a free reroll each turn. This composition becomes one of the best in the game. So if you're playing on the Big Bang Galaxy, probably you want to go for the Bang Bros, ironically. It's super easy to get the Blademaster Spatula on Zed. You have a ton of gold to roll down for 3-star Yi, 3-star Zed, 3-star Yasuo, 3-star Shen. And you get an extra unit so you could stay level 7 while playing Fizz, so you don't have to waste gold leveling up to 8. There's just like so many good things for the Blademaster comp that on the Big Bang Galaxy, you got to be banging. Next up, we have Battlecast. Also pretty good on Big Bang Galaxy because you get a high chance of getting a Battlecast Spatula. You get a lot of items for Kog'Maw, and you get a lot of free rerolls for Alawi, Graves, and Kog'Maw. So notice like how all the reroll comps, they get a big advantage there because they get to reach their late game without losing too much econ. They get to hit their 3 stars a lot easier, and they get an extra unit, and since they lack levels most of the time, that extra unit helps them out a lot more. Next up is Space Pirate. This comp is, you either hit Gangplank in stage 4 or you go 8th. I don't really recommend playing this if you want to be consistent, but if you want to go like 1st or 8th, this is the epitome of 1st or 8th compositions. Last up, Vanguard Mystic. Again, it's like they've been buffing this comp a lot. They've been increasing Cassiopeia's damage by a bit, but I still don't think this is like a comp that you like play in the late game. It's mainly used as a transition. You could just play this if you get like a 2 or 4 Vanguard start, add in like a Cassiopeia with blue buff Morello, and then play like one other random Mystic at level 6, and then just use these 2 items, and then just use Jace as an item holder for random items, and then transition into something else. Jace is a great item holder because he uses both offensive and defensive items really well, so you could literally put almost any item on Jace. And then Cassiopeia obviously holds the spellcaster items. But you could transition this into pretty much anything, so that's why this is really good. Like, you could go into Astro Sniper from this, not a bad call. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't play the C tier comps. It's kind of bad. Item priority, I still think Glove's the best, but you could pretty much make any item work except for Negatron Cloak. Like, literally, all of these are like A+ tier, except for Negatron Cloak. Some people who really like ability power compositions, they love starting Rod. I used to think Rod's not that great, but after seeing a bunch of people go for this in the first carousel, a lot of times it's like you got to respect it, you know? So yeah, pretty much everything is A tier. I think Glove is S tier. Maybe Belt is as well. Maybe tier. It's really tough to say. I think maybe these three are the best. Maybe these are S tier, Glove is S+, and then the rest are A tier. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this patch. This is like the last 2 weeks we have to climb on this set. So if you want to like reach that final rank before the rank reset, you want to be doing it now. So yeah, apart from that, I'll be playing both live and on public beta environment. I'm probably not going to stream today, which is Friday, but I'll stream Saturday and Sunday, maybe Monday since I have Labor Day off. But I'm not streaming today because I want to watch the World Championship. I think Wan Z is a very good player. I'm also rooting for Double because we did a collab together, so that's pretty cool too. But yeah, let me know who you guys are rooting for in the World Championships. Let me know what rank you want to end at the end of the season down in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the like. If you didn't like it, you can hit the dislike button too, but let me know why you didn't like the video. There's going to be a lot more of this coming in set 4. So once the new patch drops, you bet you're going to get a new tier list for set 4. Everything's going to be redone. It should be really fun on the next patch. I'm really looking forward to it just because like the end of set 3 was kind of the same patch over and over again. So like, I don't think this tier list has had major changes for like a month, which is kind of a shame, right? We've been playing the same game over and over. We might as well just be playing chess or something, or checkers. But yeah, apart from that, that's it for me today. If you are new, subscribe. Each new subscription might gain you a little LP. So apart from that, I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe. And of course, smash that like button. Each like is an LP I gain before the next video.